Welcome back. In this video we'll be covering shooting with Memos for the 500SE-M GPS tactical camera. And we'll begin where we left off in our previous video, creating memos. So in our previous video we created a MTA memo file for the camera. We took that and we placed it into our template folder on the SD card. And when we did that, then we put it into the camera. And made sure we see the memo icon on the LCD display of the camera. From there we decide whether we want to imprint the memos into the four corners of the photo as seen here, or to imprint them onto the footer during our post-mission processing with software such as FoxView or WindImage. Regardless of how we choose to display the memos, whether imprinting them onto the photo or within the footer, when brought into the mapping environment they'll be displayed as shown above. Now let's begin by setting up the camera. To enable the camera to imprint memos onto the photo in the four corners, you need to enter the camera's menu. Go into the menu and over to the Expanded Settings tab. Go down to page 3, and this is where you'll find your Memo, GPS, UTC, and Compass imprint options. The Memo imprint, when turned on, will print in the three corners, the bottom left, and upper right corners. GPS, UTC, and Compass imprint functions will all be in the bottom right hand corner of the photo. Turn those on as required. The last step in preparing the camera for mission is to select the appropriate memos. Earlier we created an MTA file and placed it on the SD card. That memo file now resides in the camera. So to access that, we come in the memo section by hitting the Adjust Memo button. We can then, for instance, select a different name under Taken By. By scrolling to the right, we can select Sergeant Smith, for instance, and press OK. Now those memos will reside in every photo that we take when we hit the shutter button. Another very important feature are voice memos, preventing us from breaking out a pencil and paper or relying on our memory about particular details of an image. To do this, we take our photo by hitting the shutter button. We then play back that photo on the camera and then use the down arrow as our hotkey to invoke the microphone icon. And here, the shutter button will begin our recording up to 16 seconds of a voice menu. So I hit the shutter button and then begin recording. And it's showing us a countdown as well to show us how much time we have remaining. Hit the shutter button again to stop recording and allow the camera to record that voice memo to the JPEG. To view that voice memo, we go ahead and play that image back, and we hit the up arrow to invoke the speaker icon, again hitting the shutter button to start that recording over. And then begin recording. And it's showing us. Again, hit the shutter button to stop recording at any time. If we're satisfied, we continue on with our mission. If not, we can press the down arrow again to invoke the microphone icon and re-record. Or we can simply hit display to cancel and move on.
It's times like these, time again.